There is some big news to share with all of you from the world leader in heart health care.
Yeah, the Cleveland Clinic has a new partnership with the Cleveland Guardians.
Yay!
Yeah.
Dr. Marc is joining us now to talk about this great partnership. Plus, we do have some cold weather advice, some really important information from the expert, especially on your fitness journey if you want to just even work out outside. So welcome.
Yeah.
First of all, talk about the Guardians. That's a great, wonderful
congrats.
partnership.
It is really, really good for us, for the Guardians, for the city. It's a long-term relationship. This is 30 years old already, and
Wow.
we get to work with the Guardians, provide sports health for the athletes, but also take care of their families and all the other members of the organization.
Wow.
So it's really good to be able to contribute to Cleveland and be part of the local scene at the same time as being a national and international draw.
Well, it just makes sense, and it's a perfect fit, especially with all the Guardians charities and your charities as
Yes.
well, kind of teaming up together. It's a perfect marriage.
It's a good synergy.
So you take care of our players
Yes.
and get them the best form possible,
That's
right?
right.
Yeah, get them to the World Series.
You got it.
Please do, please. Let's talk about some of the cold weather stuff that happens. Obviously, we had a couple of days this week, sub-zero wind chills, temperatures in the single digits. People are trying to shovel. We saw people who are trying to ski. There's so many people who are trying to get outside and do things, but there's some things you just really need to be concerned about and just think about as you do that.
There are actually more heart attacks when it's cold than when it's warm. And there are biological or physiological reasons for the cold being potentially dangerous for your heart. Now, this doesn't apply necessarily to people who don't have any risk factors, but if you know you've got heart disease or you've got high blood pressure, diabetes, strong family history, you've got to be careful with the cold. Because the first thing your body does when you go into the cold weather is your body constricts the vessels in your extremities, your hands and your feet and your arms, because your body wants the blood to go to your core organs. But when these arteries constrict, they get smaller, it's harder for your heart to pump the blood through these small arteries. So now your heart's got to work harder. So just being cold means more work for your heart. And if your heart is already damaged or you've got risk factors for heart attack, it can lead to heart failure or heart attack.
Terrifying. My father-in-law had his first heart attack shoveling snow in his late 30s. Because of that. Didn't know that there were risk factors, and I think a lot of people think it's a great workout. I'm sweating under my outerwear, my coat, so hey, I'm really getting good physical activity, plus I'm doing something good. I'm shoveling walks, I'm shoveling my neighbor's stuff, but it's definitely something that's happening in your body.
Yeah, and there are ways that you can prevent this from happening, even if you have risk factors. First, obviously, dress warmly. It was bitter cold the last few days. Dress warmly. That's going to make it easier on your heart. And then warm up. If you're going out to shovel snow, before you start doing that, just walk for 2 or 3 minutes. Get your blood flowing, get everything warmed up. And then when you do shovel snow, take some breaks. Work for 2-3 minutes. This is not some endurance contest. This is not the Boston Marathon.
You're not winning a medal. We're not going to be passing out any trophies.
Yeah, so take your time, take breaks. It is excellent exercise if done right.
We've seen all this stuff on social media about people doing these plunges, the cold showers, those kind of things. So people are actually purposely going into some type of cold shock or something to try and help their health. But are they really benefiting themselves?
In general, no. Like these people who jump into Lake Erie at this time of year.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, now professional athletes will take an ice bath after working out, but these are the men and women who are in tremendous Olympic-like physical health. For them, it's good for their muscles. For the rest of us, there is no reason to go swimming in Lake Erie this week.
I was on the campus of Cleveland Clinic yesterday after work, and there was a man who ran in front of my car, jogging, in a tank top and short shorts.
Wow.
Is it okay to work out in that stuff when you're maybe not necessarily shoveling snow, but if you're working out outside?
It's just not a good idea. He's losing body heat. He's making his heart work extra hard by giving up his body heat and running, and he's also putting himself at risk of athletic injury because his muscles are cold. Your muscles, when they're cold, they're not going to be as pliable. His tendons are tight.
Not to mention, he made me very cold. Just watching him, I'm like, oh my goodness. Also, real quick, I want to talk about people who are outside and exercising, young kids too, who are going to be taking advantage of the ski slopes open, sled riding, doing all that stuff. What do we need to do for our kids?
Keep them warm, dress warmly. especially fingers and toes, because that's where frostbite is most likely to occur.
And nose with a little scarf
Yeah,
over their
nose
face.
with a little scarf is a good idea, because some people can get frostbite, they don't realize they're getting it until they've already had it, and it gets very painful. So keep them warm, keep them covered.
And keep breaks, tomato soup, cheese sandwiches when they come
Yeah.
inside, a
All
little
that
hot
stuff.
chocolate.
Anything to keep you warm.
The hot chocolate is the best part of it.
I love it.
Dr. Mark, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate the help and the information today.